Yeehaw! Welcome to Cooking with Papa Tuck in Papa Tuck's kitchen. Today we're going to do a turkey pot pie, basically from scratch, the easy way. And this recipe is going in my new cookbook. I'm right in the middle of putting together a new cookbook, and I'm thinking probably within 4 or 5, maybe 6 months it'll be on the shelves. It's going to be basically looking like my first cookbook, cover-wise, but it'll be edition 3. And there's going to be a bunch of new recipes in there. And I'm going to do it in an inexpensive way, so you new cooks and new families out there, especially the way the economy is, you'll be able to afford it. But you can also go to my website at PapaBooks.net and view these recipes that I'm doing on this cooking show, and you can copy and paste. And if you have any questions, you can email me from there. Now, we're going to make turkey pot pie today from the leftover turkey that we cooked up for dinner the other night, on Thanksgiving actually. So, I'm going to do this easy for new cooks. There's a few different ways that I do this. I make chicken pot pie, I make turkey pot pie, I actually make a beef pot pie. I make homemade crust using lard and flour, which is, I'll do that in another show. But what I want to do here is for the new cooks and make it simplified for you. You know, you new families that are on the run, come in, you got to throw a meal together, boom, there it is. So what I did, and I use it a lot, is I picked up a pie crust. This is a 2 pie crust in this box. And you have to bring it up to room temperature to be able to work with it. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But I've had this out of the refrigerator for a little while, and I can work with this. And I picked up some vegetables that I'm going to put into this, which is quick. Instead of cutting up carrots, you know, from produce and stuff of that nature, you just pick up some canned vegetables to put into this. In my gravy, I'm going to use the turkey gravy from the meal the other night, and that come out good. And I'll do a show on that too, on how to really make nice gravies. Mwah! Mama style. Okay, so let me get this going. You're going to need a pie tin, you know, 8-9-inch pie tin for your pie crust. And you're going to want to melt some butter down a little bit. I just took this out the refrigerator. I'm going to put this in the microwave and melt this down just a little bit. And of course, you're going to want some turkey left over from your turkey. And I got about 2 cups of turkey here, okay? Maybe 2.5 cups. And what I'm going to do, and this is white and dark meat. And I don't want no fat in here. You don't want no bone in here. And I'm going to cut this up a little bit more into chunks. I'll do that in a minute. But let me melt that butter down just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to show you how to get this started right from scratch. So what we're going to do is just throw some butter in the microwave, just melt it just a little bit so that I can work it into that pan more than anything. And I'm going to use a little bit of flour on the bottom. You don't want to put no flour on the top, but we're going to put a little flour on the bottom. And I got my flour all sealed up so nothing can get into it, into a Ziploc bag. There, that butter, that's perfect on that butter. I can work with that. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to butter this up. You take a little butter, we're going to put right into that pan like this. Okay, not a lot. We just want to cover the pan just a little bit, and butter always works really nice. You can use shortening or flour, but I use butter. You know, I don't spray it with Pam. I'm going to put a little bit more on there. Get the edges of the pan real good. Okay, just like that. There we go. There we go. Then I'm going to wash my hands. Wash them good. I'm going to put flour into that pan next. And not a lot of flour, just a little. Just a little bit of flour is going in there. Okay? Like this. And while we're at this over here, while we're preparing this, I'm going to preheat my oven to 350. Make sure there's no cookies in there from the other night. You know how the kids are. So we're going to get this turned down to 350. And start. There's my oven. Hi, buddy. That's my dog. All right, now we're going to get a little bit of flour in this pan. Like I say, just a pinch, okay? Just a pinch of flour, and sprinkle it into the pan like this. That's about it. Shake it around, move it around, and that's about what it's going to look like. Not a lot of flour, and you're not rubbing the flour into the butter. You're just sprinkling it all over the place and just shake it around a little bit. You can actually get the loose flour out like that. So now you've got it sprinkled with flour. Okay? We're going to take a pie crust. We're going to open this up, and we're going to use 1 pie crust on the bottom. Let's take these out. Okay? And this is what we're going to use. And what I'm going to do, open this baby up. Take this pie crust out very carefully so that it doesn't break. All right. There's my leftover flour that I sprinkled out of my pan on my meat board that my dad made me years ago. And I'm just going to take and I'm going to unfold this. You have to be careful because sometimes this gets stuck. You don't want to rip this. You're just going to unfold this very carefully. And that's what you have. There's your pie crust. Now, hey buddy, I can make this homemade too, okay? And like I said, we're going to show you that in another show. But all we're going to do is put this right down into that pan, making sure that it covers all the edges real good. Okay? I'm going to spread that right out. Then I'm going to fold it in. Yeah, this takes a little bit of time. You want to make sure that you get this just right because you want your edges sticking up above your pan so that when you put your top on, you can hook them together. Okay? It's very important. Okay, there's that. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut that turkey up a little bit into chunks. Okay? We don't want. Now I plucked this off the turkey, and it's too big. We want this small. So I'm just going to take and cut this into chunks down in here, and I'll show you what the chunk size is going to look like in a minute. Let me get this done. Probably 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch sizes. You want to try to make sure that there's no bone in here at all. You don't want no bone. You got to be very, very careful about that. We do not want people biting into a turkey bone when they're having their pot pie. Okay? Love the dark meat myself. That's awesome. Hey, while you're at my website checking out my books, make sure you check out Pumpkin Bunch, the children's book. That thing's awesome, and I just heard from the cartoonist. We're on our way making a cartoon with that for TV. We're going to have us a half-hour cartoon on TV with that pretty soon. That's fun. There's a lot of work in making a cartoon. Maybe I'll do a show on that later, because this summer I'm going to be doing different shows with different authors, and we're going to be talking about their work while they cook with me. And while we're on that subject, here on island, in this beautiful island of Martha's Vineyard, don't forget to go down to the PA Club, the Portuguese Club down in Oak Bluffs. We're cooking down there the second week of every month. They're selling tickets down there, and all proceeds are going to charities through the PA Club, which is awesome. I'm basically donating my time to go down there and do cooking shows, and I'm going to be having different chefs from all different parts of the world cook with me. We're going to be feeding you people. Isn't that awesome? So that's right down there in Oak Bluffs. So don't forget to check that out. All right, now we got this chunked up pretty good, and remember, this was about 2 cups of turkey, maybe 2.5. Going to fill that pie pan up pretty good here, actually. Okay? And that's about what it looks like. That's about what we got right there. Just cut up just like that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to throw us some vegetables in there. Okay? And I'm going to use the vegetable mix. Okay? And this is just potatoes and carrots and celery and, you know, some corn and stuff of that nature. I'm going to put 1 can to this to make the 1 Popeye in that 8-inch bowl. So let me get this can opener out here and get this opened up.